Hey guys, it's Anya and Matt from Snake Eyes Exotics. I know it's been a little while since we've done a video, and we actually were going to do this about 10 minutes ago, but we had some technical difficulties. So we just wanted to show you guys some of our holdbacks from last year. Hopefully that's not too blurry. This is our one albino hognose that we produced. She's an albino conda western hognose. Gosh, that looks really blurry. It's a little bit better. So, as you can see, she's really small. She's a cute little thing, though. Hey, Sean. These guys are a lot more active than the ball pythons. They're kind of one of our smaller projects. We don't do a whole lot with hognose, but they're fun. Thank you. She was a lot smaller than this whenever she hatched, so just imagine having tiny little hatchling, probably about half this size. These guys are sweet. We do have one that likes to try to eat you every time. She's the only one that does that, though, but she got a hold of me one time. Don't ever let them chew on you.
How big do they get?
How big do they get? Our females are about 300 to 400 grams, and our males are about 75 grams, and that's for adults. I mean, she's a lot smaller than that. She's probably around 15 or 20 grams maybe. I haven't weighed her in a while, but they start out really small as babies. So we had a really small clutch last year. Some of the eggs weren't any good, and this is the only baby out of that group that was viable. It was our first time breeding hognoses, so we're still learning. Alright. I'll wash my hands before. Okay. Let me wash my hands real quick and then I'll show you the Angolans. By the way, a snake room sink is the greatest thing ever. It definitely saves a lot of time when you're not having to run back and forth to wash your hands or fill up buckets or whatever else. Okay, so here's one of our chunky little Angolan babies. She's a 2016. Very active, as you can see. Kept this girl for her head markings. Absolutely adore her head markings. She has a cute little spot, and then just perfectly symmetrical little head markings. This is one of two females that we held back last year. We actually have another clutch of 6 in the incubator right now from our other female. So those are always a joy to hatch. She's super active. These are a lot more active than the ball pythons. Like whenever you open their tub, they don't just kind of sit there. They come out. They want to see what you're doing. You open the tub, they're like, hello. I'm sorry that the camera keeps getting blurry. We're still working on our video quality. So sorry about that, guys. And Matt's here with me today. He's not away on vacation. You can say hi.
Hello, everybody.
He's got the other girl.
I've got the sister.
Yeah. Easter clutch mates. She's got a perfectly connected head pattern.
You ready to switch over? I can put her up.
So they look pretty similar. Hey, thanks for sharing our video. The other one still has a little bit of an attitude, as you can tell. She's not too happy about me moving my hands around her head.
Hey, Sean, they get a little bit bigger. Our females are, what do you say, 3,500 grams?
They're closer to 4,000. Our adult females are about 4,000 grams and every bit of 6 foot. They're probably a little over 6 foot. So they're longer than the ball pythons. They don't get quite as thick. They're a little bit more slender bodied than ball pythons.
She's the huffy one.
But these are, one of my friends said they're more comparable to a carpet python. We don't really do carpet pythons, but they're definitely a lot more active than the ball pythons. Hey, Ryan. But these guys are really cool. We enjoy having them.
Do you want to switch over to her for a few minutes?
Yeah, we'll put the first one up. I love this little girl's pattern. She's a little bit lighter than the first girl. She is very, very active. But she's got the full neck stripes, and that was one reason that held her back, along with the full head stripe. She's got a perfect little head pattern, which is the first thing I saw about her. Haha, Ryan. He must be a genius. He always has advice. Do they do well in tubs? We've never really... Well, we keep the babies in tubs, but our adults we have in 4-foot boafowl cages. So they're about 4 foot by 2 foot, and they do well in those. The females, especially when they're full grown, they would need a really bigger tub, probably like an FB90. Even the CB70s, they would be really uncomfortable in. They just, I mean, they are more active than the ball pythons, so they need that extra space. I would just feel really bad keeping them in a rack their entire life. But as babies and as juveniles, they do fine in a rack. That's where these guys are. They're in an ARS hatchling rack. Okay. All right. I like to wash my hands in between species, so I'll be right back. Can you grab some paper towels, Phil? But the Angolans are really popular. There's not a whole lot of people just breeding them yet, but they're increasing in popularity. They're definitely a lot more common than they used to be.
Do you want clutch mate to her too? Or just do these one at a time?
Just do them separately.
Okay.
Well, if you want to grab one of the Ivana Pies. So we'll start off with one of our favorite projects, which is Pie. This is something that was always kind of the holy grail snake to me, and I remember hatching the first Pied I ever made, and she's still in our collection to this day. I don't think she'll ever leave. But this girl is very, very orange. And she's a Pied possible head albino. And about to show you a clutch mate of hers. This is a female albino Pied, so this is a project that we've been working on for quite a while, and we finally got to the point where we're making a good amount of visual albino Pieds. I think this last year we made 5.
Yeah, I think so.
Made 3 males and 2 females.
Is it still blurry if I set all down?
No, it's not blurry if you set them down. So we'll just set them down and let you guys look at them. So the albino Pieds are one project that we'll probably always do just because they're that cool.
The ugliest snake you have. We don't do ugly.
Yeah, we don't really work on ugly. I don't know. Even the normals are kind of pretty in their own right. So, I mean, we try not to keep ugly animals. I mean, we don't really buy animals that we would consider ugly. I don't know. That's kind of a
loaded question.
Yeah, that's kind of a loaded question. I mean, as far as basic, I mean, the double recessive projects we work on, unfortunately, we have a lot of basic looking animals, but sometimes it's what's on the inside that counts.
And let's see. We should have some available, Joseph, later this year.
Yeah, we've got a female albino or double-head albino pied that's bred to an albino pied, and she's got pretty decent sized follicles right now. She's probably about a month out from ovulating, so here in about 4 months or so, we would be expecting our first albino pied clutch.
Banana pieds.
Have we ever done banana pieds? We're actually working on that this year, yes. We have a banana het pied, and we're breeding him to a pied female and some het pied girls. So we should hopefully have something in that project as well. Hypo Tides, yes. We are working on those also.
Yeah.
Although this year, those girls aren't doing a whole lot. So it may be next year before we really have the Hypo Tides going. But we've got a cinnamon double het Hypo pied female. We've got some pastel double hets. And then we picked up a pastel leopard pied het hypo that we're going to breed to several of those females. Mm-hmm. We also have a cinnamon double het hypo male and then some black pewter double het hypo females.
They'll see those in a little bit.
Yeah, I'll show you those here in just a few minutes. Albino clowns, we're not really doing that project.
We're heading that route, but it will be next year, possibly.
Maybe. Right now we're just doing the albino pieds. But we are considering doing lavender albino clowns. So we may go that direction rather than the albino clowns.
Yeah, highway pieds.
Highway pieds? Possibly, but we're looking at maybe doing freeway pieds instead. They're making a pretty little yin-yang. Look at that. Mm-hmm. So this year we bred a pastel inchy asphalt to a pied, and we're waiting on her to lay. She should be laying here in about 2 to 3 weeks. So we should hopefully get some asphalt combo het pieds.
Okay. Ready to move on?
Yeah, let's get something different. Let's see what he brings us next.
No, I've got more pods.
More pods?
I'm trying to work in order so I don't miss anything.
Yeah, clowns and pods are our favorites. Those are probably our two main projects. We're not doing any blackhead projects yet. We've looked at some combos, maybe a blackhead yellow belly or something like that, but we haven't made that jump yet.
Here's another pied that's 66% albino.
Go get that other albino pied.
It's just not the contrast on.
Yeah, the other one's a little bit more orange, but this one has some nice black around her saddles, around her markings. So she's got some really great color. Of course, she's got the neat little pied head marking.
Another one.
Here's the other albino pied. This one's a little bit bigger. And she's got some. She's got a little smiley face. Look at that. Or maybe more of a concerned face. I'm sorry, you're angry. Sister's not having it. She's not very happy. This is my favorite albino pied female, and her orange actually doesn't show up as well on the camera. Let me see if I can get a closer. She's so much more orange in person than this is showing. You can kind of see around the edges is where she's more orange. And some of our albino pied animals, like I guess more so the albino animals, have really bright yellow heads, and we've seen that show up in the offspring also.
Triple hets.
Triple hets possibly. We are actually looking at breeding the pied or the pastel leopard pied het hypo to maybe a clown het hypo female, so we can make triple hets with those. So triple het hypo clown pieds, possibly with a pastel leopard in there also.
Inchy. We don't have anything that's inchy in our Holdbacks.
No, we don't have any inchy holdbacks from last year. We should have some this year, though. It seems like we were kind of slow on our inchy projects, and we added a bunch of stuff last year, but we've got some of those breeding this year, so hopefully we'll have some cool inchy stuff. We are working with puzzle also.
Yeah, we've...
Do you want to do the fire het puzzle and the pastel het puzzle since that came up? We'll show you those next. This year we're breeding a super pastel puzzle to some possible het puzzles, and we're breeding him also to an inchy lesser possible yellow belly, an inchy female, and some other stuff. Forget exactly what without looking at the list. Hypo Clown Peptides would be really cool. We do have some Calico stuff. Calico's not a huge project of ours. We have a spider Calico. We have a fire Calico. But we've got a couple Calibi clutches in the incubator, so we should have some Calicos hatching out here soon. Those are actually our first 2 clutches. Okay, so we got on the topic of puzzles. This right here is a pastel het puzzle that's being really shy. She's not wanting to unball, and I'm not going to force her, but if she wants to ball up, that's okay. So that's the pastel het puzzle, and this is the fire het puzzle. So these are some females that we're going to raise up to breed to our super pastel puzzle male. So here in a couple years, we should have some really cool visual puzzle combos. Sorry. We don't have any top albinos. We haven't really gotten into that project. Unfortunately, with us working with a lot of recessives, we have to be really picky about what projects we do. So if we end up getting into every recessive project out there, we'd probably have 600 animals. It's real easy to get to that point. So we have to really be choosy on what we want to work with. And sometimes it's hard because I'll see stuff that I really like, and it's like, I've got to kind of reel myself in. Well, right now it's just a 2-man operation. It's just Matt and I, and we haven't really thought about doing employees just because we're really not at that point. I mean,
Plus we put the kids to work in the summer months.
Yeah, they fill water buckets and stuff like that, but no, I mean, we like it at the level to where we can do the work ourselves, and we know that our animals are taken care of. And not to say that an employee wouldn't do the same, but it seems like nobody's going to care as much for your animals as you do. So that's the reason why we like to keep it small enough to where we can manage it.
We can enjoy it at this level.
We do have Desert Ghost, Austin. We don't have any holdbacks from last year that are Desert Ghost, but we've got a 15. Let's see. Let me pull her out real quick. We've got a visual female that's pretty chunky. So she's growing up. She's going to be a future breeder for us. And we've got some Desert Ghost projects. She's like, what the heck? Yeah. We've got a Pastel Desert Ghost breeding some females this year. He's going to a Lemon Blast Het Desert Ghost, a couple Het Desert Ghost females, a Dragonfly, Pastel Pod. I think that's about it.
I like Adam's comment.
Child labor rocks. Sure. We only ask them to do what they willingly do. We don't force them into it. But they enjoy the reptiles too. They like to come out here and look at stuff. Leopard stuff. Okay. Well, we don't really have any leopard. What do we do? We have that OD leopard.
Yep.
I was trying to think what we had as far as holdbacks from last year that fit the bill for leopard. Hang on just a sec. It's a leopard pie. Here's that pastel leopard pied het hypo that I mentioned earlier. This is one of my favorite leopard combos that we have. So he's getting up there in size. Hopefully he may pair a female later this year. He still needs to grow a little bit more. But he's a pretty little boy, and he's got some good potential. He's got a little frowny face, or a concerned face. So, that's him. Trade you.
Yeah.
All right, this is one of my...
I thought you had...
Sorry, little buddy. Okay, so this is an OD Leopard Het Pied, possible Het Clown, possible Yellow Belly. He's one of my favorite animals in our collection. He's pretty cool. If I can get him to stretch out, I'll show you his pattern. We've got some other OD stuff. Jose, we'll pull those out here in just a few minutes. Trying to make our way through the rack. We've got a bunch of stuff to show y'all, so stay tuned. But I love his pattern. As soon as I saw him, I knew that we had to get him. He's definitely got some incredible pattern. And again, on the camera, you can't see all the orange, but he's more orange than you can really see. We can definitely see those pied markers. He's really cool. He's got a cool little head pattern too. So I think he'll prove out as Het Clown given his coloration. He's pretty bright.
You want to go into the OD stuff?
Yeah, let's go into the OD stuff. Alright, I'm going to start with the best one.
Yeah, well, I just grabbed.
He's not a very happy camper right now. He's still kind of skittish as a baby. We're trying to get past that, but we'll show him to you just for a few seconds. This is an OD Spinner Blast male.
You might want to work with our hatchlings and stuff too.
Yeah, we try to work with our hatchlings so they're handleable and they aren't snappy. I mean, none of ours are snappy, but he's still just really, really shy. He's not too keen on the handling just yet, but we're working with him. But he's super pretty. He's one of my favorite OD holdbacks. Yes, he was actually on Reptile Report. He was in one of the articles on there. He was in the OD article. Goofball?
Gene makes. There's a spinner.
Yeah, so this is his sister. She's an OD spinner. He's being silly. But she's got a lot more orange on her. So the only difference in these is he has an added pastel gene that she doesn't. So she's an Orange Dream Spider Pinstripe. He's an Orange Dream Spider Pinstripe Pastel. So kind of a pretty big difference between the two.
Yeah, if you pick it up. You get him on the sides.
But some people don't like OD pinstripes, and I mean they're not the most out there OD combos, but once you add a spider gene in there, they just really pop like this girl does. I mean, she's one of my favorites just because how orange she is, and her back is like a highlighter. So these guys are really cool.
Let me take him.
Yeah, don't want to stress him out. She's not as finicky as he is. She's a little bit more friendly. Yeah, she's a pretty little girl. And they have so much dimension to their color. Like their bellies are kind of yellow, and then they have white. And then it kind of gets more of a gold color, and then on top is just really bright, like someone took a highlighter to her. So she's really cool. I like her a lot. It's a goofy spider influence. James, we don't have any blackhead stuff just yet. I've kind of had my eye on them a little bit, but we're just kind of limited on our projects because we are limited on space at this point because we were working on so many recessives. So I'm not sure. We may get some blackhead stuff in the future, but not right now. Okay, this is one of our OD yellow bellies. We're kind of focusing on OD stuff for a few minutes. This is an OD yellow belly male. He's pretty intense orange. I like him a lot. His sister is my favorite though. She's one that we had on our first video that was just really, really bright, and I think she was even in shed in that video. Yeah. You got her next?
Yeah, I'll bring her out.
Okay. So we'll leave him out and let him chill for a minute and show you guys her. There she is.
She's cheeky too.
She's so much brighter, but I mean he's kind of more deep orange. She's more of a highlighter orange. So they're both really cool. Okay, what's going on? Where are we going?
She almost looks super.
Yeah, she almost looks like a super OD. She's that bright. And of course, she's more bright in person, but even her belly is just gorgeous. I'll show you guys her belly. I mean, nice, clean animal. I love the head markings on her.
You'll do later.
So she's probably going to go into our freeway stuff later on. Not 100% sure, because we like to kind of think it all through, but that would be a good potential for her because she would add a lot to that project. Christopher, we don't have any black pastel albinos, but we've got some black pastel het lavender albinos. We're kind of taking it in that direction. We really don't work with a whole lot of albino stuff other than the Ivana Pie project, and we've just got so much other recessive stuff going on, like Desert Ghost and Clown and Lavender Albino. Okay. Trade you.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Let's not drop her. Sorry, girly. Alright, so this is an OD Pinstripe. And I think these guys are cool in their own right. I mean, the OD cleans them up a lot, and most of our OD Pinstripes are really striped, like down the back. It just makes for a really clean pinstripe. But what makes them really great is whenever you throw some spider in there, or pastel, anything like that, it just makes it that much better. You can see how clean her sides are. Oh, thanks, James. Yeah, we did pick up a super OD pin from Tom and Lindsay Noble. So he's oh, well, yeah, the Super Mystic too. We picked up a Super Mystic Bumblebee and we picked up a Super OD Pinstripe in the same night. So,
and we have one here.
Yeah, I'm about to show you a Super OD Pinstripe. All right, this is the OD Pinstripe sister. This is a Super OD, so you can kind of see the difference in these. Here, leave her down there.
Okay. See.
Leave her down there so I can kind of compare. So you can see how this girl's sides are a lot more orange and a lot cleaner. A lot less pattern even. Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. So I'm not sure what the plans are for this girl yet, but she's still got a lot of growing to do before we have to worry about that. But she's really cool. You kind of compare the two side by side, you can see how the Super OD pin's a lot lighter. I think these are kind of underappreciated as far as OD combos go. I think they are really cool in their own right.
We did have other females, James, single gene ODs, but we have adults, so there was no need to keep them. That's the only female on clutch.
I think he was talking about that Super Mystic clutch.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah, we got the only female from Lindsay. Thank you, Lindsay. Thank you, Tom. And she is gorgeous. She's also in quarantine right now.
I wasn't thinking about that.
But yeah, I'm very, very happy with her, and I can't stop looking at her. I've already peeked at her a couple times. I just need to leave her alone at this point. I just love Super OD stuff. And really, OD in general is a really great project. That's one of our few codominant projects. I mean, we do some codom stuff on the side, but OD and GHI are probably the two main ones. And other than that, we focus on recessives and double recessives.
Where's the orange?
No, we don't have any single gene female ODs for sale right now. We have a male breeder OD Pinstripe, actually the dad of the two that we just showed you. He also produced a Super OD in that same clutch that Lindsay now has. This is an OD orange belly female. We should have a lot of OD stuff this year once babies start arriving. So keep an eye on our page if you're looking for anything in particular. If you're looking for anything special, just shoot us a message and we can let you know if we're expecting to produce it or not. I hate when it gets blurry. Sorry about that, guys. that's so blurry?
Leave it one spot.
Go get something else. She's a cool little female too. She's not quite as bright as the other two, but she's still got a lot of blushing, and she's still really pretty. She came out of a different clutch.
Go back to Pied.
Alright, back to Pied we go. It's hard to get away from it too long around here. We have a lot of Pied stuff. So this is one of my favorite holdbacks from last year. This is a black pastel Pied. And she's also on our banner. If you've seen us at a show, you've seen her picture. So she looks so dark, she almost looks like a panda Pied from a distance. And she's just a really gorgeous high white black pastel Pied. Cute little freckle. We should call her Freckles. I'm just kidding. We really don't name anything around here. I couldn't come up with that many names. Nice chunky little girl. Yeah, beauty mark. Little Marilyn Monroe. Alright, so more Pied stuff. This is a Coral Glow Het Pied. We made her from a Coral Glow possible Het Pied to a Pied breeding last year. And gosh, her orange really doesn't even show up on here. She looks really yellow, but she is bright fluorescent orange in person. But anyway, that Coral Glow male did not prove out as Het Pied. But we luckily ended up getting a female out of that clutch. We had one male and one female. So of course we kept the female, naturally. So even though he didn't prove as Het Pied, we still got a really awesome female out of it. And she is just gorgeous. She's really clean. And she's got the big chunky Het Pied markers too. Some nice tracks. She doesn't even have a whole lot of speckling. She's got a few coming in, but she's really got minimal speckling, kind of like the sire. He didn't have a whole lot of speckles either. And she's just really purple. She's purple and orange in person. I really wish you guys could see her true colors. We've got a lot of plans for her in the future. Okay. So.
Peanut.
Alright, so this is a little girl we picked up. We needed some more clown stuff, so we picked her up. Busy little clown female, but I really like her head markings. She's got a wacky little head pattern. Almost reminds me of a clover or something like that. She's got some neat little blushing in her back pattern too. So you can never have too many clowns or too many Pieds. We should have a lot of clown stuff this year too. Silly. Alright, on to another clown. This is a pastel clown that we made this year. Yeah, we love clowns too. We love clowns and Pieds. Those are probably our two main recessive projects. Followed by Desert Ghost and Hypo and Puzzle. Yeah, she is nice and clean. Really pretty clown. She does have some good size on her. And we really don't rush these guys to get up to size. I mean, it's not a race. They get fed once a week. Appropriate sized meals. Never really been on the with the power feeding mentality. I mean, some people want to feed theirs more, and that's okay, but I like ours to grow up a little bit slower. I feel it's better for their longevity. She's got some really awesome blushing on her side. Look at that. She's usually a little ham for the camera too. She's being a little shy right now. I guess I told her we were going live and she decided to hide. Her brother was really pretty, Adam. I'm glad that you got him. I'm glad he's doing really well for you. Turns out he's a little stud. Okay, so we're going to move on to some darker stuff and go over to the dark side. Alright, so this is a GHI Het Hypo female. We got her to pair with our GHI Hypo male. We don't have a whole lot of Hypo stuff, but our two main projects with Hypo is GHI, of course combos, and then we've got a black pewter lesser Hypo male that we're pairing with some females. So really those are our two big Hypo projects. And then we're also doing double het Hypo Clowns and double het Hypo Tides and stuff like that. So this girl will come in very useful.
For supers.
Yeah. Super GHI Hypos, hopefully in our future. Okay, so that's our Hypo male, GHI Hypo male. He's got some cool banding. I really like his pattern.
Chocolates.
Sorry guys. Any chocolate stuff? We really don't work with chocolate. We chose to go GHI for our darker morphs.
And black pastel.
And black pastel. We do some black pastel stuff. Go get that Hypo black pastel, girl. Let's put her in here too. Okay, so I'm a sucker for Hypo black pastel. We've got a female holdback from last year that we couldn't get rid of just because she's really pretty. These guys do not want to hold still either. Okay. And again, my camera doesn't pick up orange very well, but this is probably the most orange that she's looked on camera. She's just a really cool animal. Yeah, you can put her up. They're kind of getting excited. Put her next to the GHI Hypo just for comparison. And God, she's so much more orange in person. I wish you guys could see that. Where are you going? Nice thick girl. Okay, so here's one of our double recessive projects, the Hypo Tides that we talked about earlier. We've got a few holdback female black pastel, so black pewter double het Hypo Tides. These girls all turned out really different, but they're really cool. If you want to bring them in order, love, just kind of compare them.
You've got to have 3.
We've got to have 3? Okay.
This is 1.
It looks like this girl may be in shed. Just remember which one's which. You can already see how different they are just in patterns. This one's a lot lighter. This one's a lot darker. Has totally different blushing, and she's a lot cleaner.
Here's number 2.
Okay, so 3. Give you that one back. That's 1.
Okay. That's 1.
Okay. Then this girl is kind of in between. She's got the cleaner pattern, but she's also brighter. And she doesn't want to sit still for the camera either. So these girls are really cool. They're gonna do some great things here for this project. Okay, so F1, F2. Here, I'll give you F2 also. Okay, Mojave Het Clown. Well, possible Het Clown, but I'm pretty sure she'll prove Ryan. As we both know, she's pretty awesome. I was actually going to show the 16 stuff, but I guess I'll throw a couple 15s in here too. Okay, so this is a Mojave Possible Blade, Possible Het Clown. I venture to say she'll probably prove out for both of those because she is incredible. She's got almost a full stripe with one little break. So she's one of Ryan's favorite animals over here. Just a really cool looking girl. While we have her out, I'll also show you this cool cinnamon. I guess we'll call her a dinker as much as we use that term nowadays. So this second girl is a cinnamon Possible Het Clown. And I'm saying dinker because she obviously doesn't look like a cinnamon. And this video actually picks up her color quite accurately, more so than pictures do. So she's very special. So I love both of these girls. Hopefully they both prove out as Het Clown. This girl just glows in person. She sheds clear like a hypo does, which is kind of neat. Belly's wet. Okay, what's next over there?
We're about at the end. Firefly.
You can bring the fire spider too at the same time. Let me mark this down. Okay, this is a nice Firefly. We like to focus on quality, so she is a very, very high quality Firefly, in my opinion. So just a very simple 2-gene animal that's just really, really bright. She's got killer blushing, just a really nice animal. I couldn't bring myself to sell her. Okay, we'll set her down. This is Sister. This is a fire spider. And these came out of our fire bee that we sold, well, last month, I believe. These are his offspring. Yeah, fire breeder male. And he was real clean and pretty, and obviously he passed it on to his daughters. So just really, really pretty, clean animals. Is that all of the 16s?
I think so. I'll double check. We didn't quite go in order, so
Yeah.
I don't think I missed anything.
Pull out another 15 here. Somebody asked about highways earlier. This is our highway female. Not quite sure what direction we're going to take this project into just yet. Still got some time to decide, but got some good size on her. She's about 500 grams or so. Was that all of them?
Well, we've got those blades.
No, I'll leave those. She doesn't want to be on camera, apparently. we'll go through some of our older holdbacks. This one is not a happy camper. She's not a very happy animal. She's happy as long as you leave her alone. Which, as with people, some ball pythons have different personalities. And they're kind of jerks, just like some people. No, Matt, I wasn't implying that you're a jerk. Not all the time, anyway. But yeah, this is a GHI Mojave. We're probably going to put her with the GHI Hypo, or maybe a combo down the road. But I just love her because she's got that bright highlighter yellow stripe down her back. That's hilarious, Adam, because she is very, very hateful as well. She's probably the spawn of Satan, just like yours. That's funny that they have similar personalities. Maybe it's just the combo. She's really pretty for what it counts. We're breeding a GHI spot nose male to a Mojave spider female. There's a small chance that we may have some of these this year. So that female is not looking very promising at this point, but maybe later in the season.
Did you hit Oedema Javis yet?
Not yet.
Okay, Ryan wants some.
Yeah, Ryan wanted to see the Oedema Javis. Yeah, we don't feed any of ours ASFs. 99% of our collection eats frozen thawed, luckily. Because that's a lot of live to keep on hand if we were feeding live. We've got a good amount of snakes in our collection at this point.
We can feed over 2 days.
Yeah, it takes us about 2 days to feed everything. Not 2 entire days, but you know, at least a few hours each day. To go through and feed and then check and mark cards and stuff like that. And we use Reptile Scan to mark feedings, so that saves some time because you can do bulk feedings, like for an entire rack. Just select which ones don't eat, and then you log feedings for everything else. I just love that stripe on her. Okay, so next is one of our Oedema Javis. Don't get bit. We produced a trio of Oedema Javis. This is one of the females. Where are you going? She's taking off on me.
Do you want to try that?
Nah, she's...
Oh, she jumped.
Are they both hyper right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so this one's actually my favorite because she's got the really, really long neck stripes. I'm kind of a sucker for stripes. And then she's got the stripes down her back too, little broken stripes. So she's just really cool. She's got cool markings. She almost looks pastel. She's really light. Really nice colored Oedema Javis. She's very active. She doesn't really want to sit still for me. Look how clean her sides are though. These were some of the first OD combos that we made, and they're still one of my favorites to this day. She is not wanting to sit still at all. Let's see if Sister does any better.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll put her up. I don't want her to get,
She's up here.
get stressed. Sister's in shed. Looks like Sister's going in the shed, so she's a little bit darker. But she's got a nice clean pattern as well. She's not quite as active as the other girl. And she's got the really clean sides also.
Brother's breeding an OD female, isn't he? No.
We bred the brother to these to a fire female this year, so we're waiting on her to lay currently. she's already had her post-ovulation shed. So we should have a clutch from her pretty soon, probably within a couple weeks. So we should have some OD Fire Mojaves, hopefully. If they look anything like these, they'll be pretty cool. We may have some at them.
Cool.
He said he needs one of those.
Yeah, I think everybody does.
Alright, what next? Show you guys a champagne Mojave. Is something a little bit different that we have. This is the only champagne in our collection, and I didn't think I liked champagne until I got this girl. Birthdays in July. Well, we should have plenty of clutches in July.
Christmas.
I really want to show you her head, but she's being difficult. Her little nose is white. She's got a little dark cap on her head too. She's kind of neat. She's being bashful. But she's a really cool animal too. She just has some neat shades on her. Not really a whole lot of pattern on these. I mean, they have a faint stripe on their back. But they are really neat animals. We're probably going to breed her to the GHI Hypo, or maybe a GHI combo of some sort. We've got a couple different GHI combo males. I really like the champagne GHI Mojaves. Those are really cool. We don't work with a lot of axanthic. We have double het true ghosts. So we're working on making Pinstripe true ghosts, which is an axanthic hypo. And then we're also doing desert ghost axanthic. We've got a group of double hets for that project as well. Other than that, we don't have a whole lot of axanthic stuff now. That's one that we've kind of had to limit just because of the number of not the number of axanthic, but the number of recessive projects that we already have. Again, if we do everything, we'd end up with 600 snakes, and I don't want to have to take care of that many. This one is a champagne Mojave. It's a 2-gene snake, not a mimosa. But she would look really cool with Hypo, I think. I think Hypo would make her pop a little bit more. So we may make some GHI Mojave champagne het Hypos with her. That's still up in the air. $10.4. We could start talking in 10 codes, but we might lose some viewers. Pretty little girl. What's above her? I don't remember. Okay, so this is another pretty girl. This is a Hypo Mojave Pastel. So Hypo Pastavi. What? Oh. We've got that girl, and then we've got a Lemon Blast Hypo. A couple of our combo girls with a little bit of size. Some of them just want to be really active right out the gate, as you can tell.
Well, it's starting to get later too.
Yeah, it's evening, so they're all awake. They're all moving around. Thank you. So the Hypo Pastavi is more than likely going to go to the GHI Hypo. So make Pastavi GHI Hypos, which will be really cool. Freedom! There's another Hypo combo female. This one's a really cool combo, in my opinion. This is a Fire Hypo. So, like most hypos, these girls just glow. It's like, where can I go?
Pastavi's just chilling.
Yeah, the Pastavi's just hanging out. She's been really good. The Fire Mojave's like, wee! The Fire Hypo, I mean. Okay, good girl. You were so good on video. Look at you.
Chunky too.
Yeah, she's got some good size on her, so she should be breeding hopefully later this year. She keeps eating the way she does.
Like QVC.
What's that?
Like QVC.
I feel like this is the Home Shopping Network, Matt said.
For reptiles.
Home Shopping Network for reptiles. We may have to shoot a video in the quarantine room. We just came back from a show yesterday, so all the reptiles that we took up there go back into quarantine, or go into quarantine when they get back. Because we don't want to bring animals back into our main collection that may carry something from a show, so that they come back and they get treated. And they're usually clear. I mean, we haven't seen anything on them. It's just a precaution more than anything, but we may need to do a live video from the quarantine room just to do a QVC type of thing. We could be onto something. Home Shopping Network for snakes.
Yep.
Call it in.
Brilliant.
So this is the Lavender Albino Pinstripe. I don't know if I even told you guys what she was. Sorry if I didn't. These guys are really cool. I think these are going to go into our clown project to make some more double hets. Oh, she is being wild. Take it to Shark Tank. They may look at us a little crazy if we present that idea, but hey, I guess anything's worth a shot. I'll let her hang out for a minute. We've got a couple female Lavender Albino Pinstripes, and the other one's taken off already. She's done. And their heads are starting to turn purple. They get more purple with age, so her adult color hasn't fully come in. This one does have some really cool side markings. You can definitely see the pinstripe influence. Okay, so we started out our video with Pides, and we're going to go full circle and go back to Pides. It's a nice chunky subadult female. We're still debating what to pair her to. As I said, you can never have enough pied stuff or clown stuff. Obviously, we're going to pair it to a male. Genius. Yes, my husband is a genius. Likes to make smart-ass remarks on video. Do we have an albino pied we can show? We showed one actually earlier in the video. Do you want to grab one real quick? Yeah, you can grab him. Yeah, she's super freckly. I like her. Adam said, "LOL, Matt." Just get this bigger hatchling female. I guess we'll end on the albino pied. Take it one step further. Okay.
Super OD pin.
I don't know about that, Ryan. We've got that OD Leopard het pied that I think I would prefer over the OD pin. Thanks, buddy. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you. So, just a little more pied action. Can't have enough of these guys. Or girls. Tom says you're welcome. Alright guys, we probably made this video long enough, so we'll call it good for tonight. Keep an eye on our page for any more videos or more posts. We should have some clutches coming up, and we'll try to do another video here in the coming weeks. If you think of anything you'd just like to see, shoot us a message or post on our page and we will try to accommodate it.
Yeah, or any questions.
Or any questions. Alright, y'all have a good night.